You already know, it's Crablad, and today I want to share a game of chess with you that I played where I managed to put my opponent's bishop in jail. So I'm going to kick things off with the English opening going c4, and then we're going to go ahead and proceed to put all of our pieces towards the center of the board here. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but this pawn move to d6 started building this bishop's jail. Now just keep an eye on this guy, right? It's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to go ahead and go a3 with the idea to go b4 and start to put some pressure on this bishop. He is going to attack on the other side of the board with his bishop, but I'm totally fine with that because I can just block the attack on my queen with my knight, and so he gave me a little help in development there. So we have castles next, and then he's going to move his queen to d7, helping his bishop along this diagonal here. I'm going to go ahead and move my rook to the center of the board, and then he's going to go bishop h3. He would love for me to take his bishop so he can take his queen and then move his knight to g4, and then his queen is going to very quickly checkmate my king. I'm not interested in any of that, and instead I'm going to move my knight to the center of the board in e4, hoping to trade a piece and get my bishop out of there. And that's exactly what happens. So he takes, I take, and then he moves his rook, and this is the position where I fully saw how to put this bishop in jail. So it all starts with d4. What I'm trying to do is trade some pieces to push the bishop back. So now the bishop has to go backwards, and he does exactly that. I'm going to go ahead and go b4, and he needs to give his bishop an escape square, which exactly he does. And then we're going to almost complete the jail with c5. We have takes. He trades the queens. And then this bishop, still being under attack, needs to retreat to a7. After that, I can trade his knight. And now this bishop is fully in jail. If this rook ever moves, the only squares this bishop can go to is a7 and b8. So now, despite having the same number of pieces, I'm up a piece. Equal material, but up a piece is a pretty good deal. So now I'm going to go ahead and proceed to quite unskillfully manage this endgame here. But we're going to go ahead and trade off the pieces like so. So now the rooks are off the board. We both have two pieces, but one of his is in jail. So I'm very happy with this position. And I know I need to start getting everybody moving down the board. I managed to hang a pawn in the process. I managed to hang it even harder. We take. He's still not taking this pawn. This is the one that's hanging. A few moves ago, this pawn was also hanging for quite some time. But such is life. We miss things. We're not grandmasters. And then he's going to go ahead and lock the pawn structure. I think he was trying to go for a draw here. But this is going to let me move my knight. And I'm just going to hop, not like that. I'm going to hop to g3, h5, and then target this pawn with the knight and the bishop. And the only way he can stop that is by trading the knight with his bishop. But that's just going to let my pawn walk down the board, and you cannot stop this pawn. For example, if you go king g8 to try and get around to this pawn, I'm just going to take with my bishop, and then you can't actually take the pawn because I just play defense. And then life is good. I'm going to win this pawn once my king walks around. I can move this pawn forward. This bishop is just chilling in jail. Unlucky. So after this pawn push, he moves his bishop in jail and resigns. And that is the game. That's how we won, by putting this bishop in jail. Now, if your elo is above room temperature, which mine is not, you may have noticed that back on move 19, and then for a few moves afterwards, this bishop being on b2 is bad, because that allows my opponent to take on c5, temporarily sacrificing his bishop, but this pawn is pinned, so now he gets to take my bishop back. So now he's up a pawn, his bishop is out of jail, and the game would continue as normal. So the jail was not foolproof, unfortunately, but again, we're not grandmasters. We miss things. and I got to feel smart for a couple moves there. Thank you all for watching. Have a good one. Peace out.